derive a substantial portion of their nutrition from relationship with photosynthetic symbiotic algae or those zooxanthellae that live in their large fleshy mantle. Their mantles are typically bright colored as a result of this association. The second one is a giant rock scallop, Hinites species, occurring in the Pacific coast from British Columbia to central Baja in California. As a mature adult, it is large up to 25 centimeters and is attached to a hard substrate by mantle secretions. Before attachment, however, a young rock scallop can swim in jet propulsion functions by opening its valves and clamping them closed. The bright colored mantle is highly sensory. Then we have the gooey duck. The Panopia generosa is the largest burrowing bivalve. Most mature individuals have a mass of about 1 kilogram, but unusually large individuals have attained masses of over 6 kilograms and have siphons of 2 meters in length. It is also the longest live bivalve, with some individuals living more than 100 years. It burrows in soft mud and extends its siphon to the surface for filter feeding and dispersing gametes. Now we go to phylum Annelida. Evolutionary relationship of Annelida to other animals is still under the Phatrochozoan group. The figure shown an interpretation of the relationship of Annelida to other members of the animal kingdom. This relationship depicted here are based on evidences from developmental and molecular biology. Annelids are placed with the Phatrochozoa along with Mollusca, Platyhelminthes, Porifera. The phylum includes approximately 15,000 species of segmented worms, which they commonly are termed with. Most of these are marine and traditionally classified into the class Polychaeta. Now, we will be discussing more on the next slide. The annelids, or commonly the segmented worms, includes earthworms and leeches. Their body are divided into repeating segments, a feature called metamerism, which allows better movement and specialization. Annelids have a true xylem and a closed circulatory system, making them more advanced than flatworms. Examples would include Nereis, Lumbricus, and Hirudo. Earthworms are vital for soil health because they aerate and mix the soil as they burrow. Clades under this are the clade Erantia. They are marine annelids, Parapodia with prominent lobes supported by internalized setae and ventral cirri. Bulbs are well developed. Example species would include Nereis, Eunice, and Glycera. Next, we have the clade or the class Cnidaria. Example are those that are living in marine, freshwater, and terrestrial ecosystem. Parapodia with reduced lobes or parapodia is lacking. Setae is associated with a stiff body to facilitate anchoring in tubes and burrows. Example are Ornithola, Riftia, Lumbricus or the earthworms, and then the Hirudo or the leeches. Other annelid taxa, we have Sipuncula. They are also living in marine ecosystem with unsegmented body, retractable anterior trunk called an introvert, formerly phylum Sipuncula. Inclusion of this group within the Annelida remains somewhat controversial. Species is Themist. Then we have Chaetopteridae. They are also marine organism with three-part body, living in a U-shaped tube, appendages for feeding and creating water currents. Example species is the Chaetopterus. Now let us see some of its examples. First, we have Nereis, Glycera, Eunice under Erantia. Then we have Arenicula, Riftia, Lumbricus, Hirudo under Sedentaria. Then we have the meats under Sipuncula and Chaetopterus under Chaetopteridae. We can see right here the earthworm locomotion, that when one body part contracts, the other body parts will have to elongate as it goes across the soil. Right here is the earthworm structure for reproduction. Mating earthworms are shown here with the 9 to the 11 folds from the anterior, go that's where we have the seminal vesicle, the ovisac funnel, and the oviduct and the ovary, plus the sperm may be released going to another earthworm. Next, we have the internal structure of a leech. Annuli subdivide each structure segment. The septa do not subdivide the xylem. Then, we have the leech locomotion. As we can see, the attachment of the posterior suckers causes reflexive release of the anterior sucker. So both sides have its own suckers. Contraction of a circular muscle and relaxation of longitudinal muscles. This muscular activity compresses fluids in the single hydrostatic compartment and the leech extends. Then lastly, we have attachment of the relaxation anterior sucker causes reflexive release of the posterior sucker. The releases relaxation of circular muscles and the contraction of longitudinal muscles, causing body fluids to expand the diameter of the leech. The leech shortens and the posterior sucker again attaches. Now, we move to the arthropods. Blueprint for success: Ambulacraria, echinoderm, and the hemichordates. The phylum Arthropoda. The phylum Arthropoda is situated and are placed under Ecdysozoa along with Nematoda, Nematomorpha, Anicophora, and some other. The phylum includes over 1 million species. An example is the scorpion, the Butus species, belonging to the subphylum Chelicerata, one of the 4 arthropod subphyla containing living species. This photo was taken in the Sahara Desert. Finally, we reached the arthropods, the most diverse, successful group of animals. Their name means jointed legs, and they have segmented bodies with an exoskeleton made of chitin. Arthropods include insects, crustaceans, spiders, and scorpions. Their success comes from their jointed appendages, efficient sensory systems, and varied adaptations that let them live almost everywhere on Earth. The phylum in Arthropoda include other subphylum. The first one is subphylum Trilobitomorpha. They are marine organisms. However, they are all extinct. They live from Cambrian to Carboniferous periods. Example are the trilobites. Then we have the subphylum Chelicerata. This organism has body usually divided into prosoma and the opistosoma. The first pair of appendages piercing or pincer-like and are used for feeding. There are 3 classes under this one. And the first one is the class Merostoma. They are marine with book gills on opistosoma. 2 subclasses are the Eurypterida, a group of extinct arthropods called giant water scorpions, and Scyphosura, the horseshoe crabs, or the Linulus. Then we have the class Arachnida. They are mostly terrestrial, with book lungs, tracheae, or both, usually 4 pairs of walking legs in adults. We have example organisms, spiders, scorpions, ticks, mites, harvestmen, and some other more. Class Pycnogonida, reduced abdomen, no special respiratory or excretory structures, 4 to 6 pairs of walking legs, common in all ocean. We have the sea spiders. Then, we have the subphylum Myriapoda. The body is divided into head and the trunk. There are 4 pairs of head appendages, uniramous appendages. Examples are your millipedes and centipedes. Now let us discuss the 4 classes under the subphylum Myriapoda. The first one is the class Diplopoda. There are 2 pairs of legs per apparent segment. The body is usually round in cross-section. Example is the millipedes. Ibig sabihin, what we mean by that is that there are 2 pairs of legs per segment, per fold. Next, we have the class Chilopoda. There are 1 pair of legs per segment, unlike in Diplopoda that has 2. Body is oval in cross-section. They have poison claws. Example are the centipedes. And then, the class Porifera. They are small, about 0.5 to 2 mm, soft-bodied animals with 11 segments, 9 pairs of legs. lives in leaf molds. Example are your poropods. And then